Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochnik here. I'm actually in Surrey Hills in Sydney today. Got something different. I'm just getting a confirmation from you guys whether you can hear me loud and clear. If you can, that's great. I'm just going to look at the game today. Obviously, the match has started for day 5 between South Africa and India. It's quite a special day for hopefully India. We may actually see them have what you would argue to be a very big day. So let's have a look here. Let's go on golf here. And as you probably know, that South Africa already 4 for 106. Day 5 first session. We've had some 16 minutes of play. They're 4 for 110 the target. So Elgar's on 50 on 63. Now Jasprit Bumrah's bowling now, and bowling a little wide there to Elgar. So we're going to try and get some banners up here as we normally do, because overnight India were probably in a bit of trouble, weren't they? Well, not trouble. They were in a good position, quite frankly. So with obviously South Africa all out for 197, chasing down to 327. India were in fact all out from their score. And looking at South Africa now, they're 4 for 110. What do you think, guys? This is quite a enthralling match, to say the least, I would argue. We've got certain scores here that we need to be able to sort out. India, of course, got 174 in their second innings, which was not the best of scores. Bumrah now bowling to Elgar. And Elgar's the stumbling block, I would argue. Elgar's the stumbling block for sure. How many overs did South Africa, India bat for? They batted for 50.3 from 50.3 overs in their innings. It's almost a one-day effort. And South Africa are now... South Africa are well, I wouldn't say magnificent, but they're... What are they now? South Africa are really doing very well. 4 for 110. Off. I'm just updating it, guys, while we talk. Off some 45 overs. 45 overs? Gee, that's a hell of a lot of overs considering the score. So there we are. So there we are, guys. It's quite... Dean Elgar's 63 is very significant there. We'll try to get some guests on as well. So look, again, South Africa all out for 197, India all out for 174 from 50.3 overs, in South Africa 4 for 110 off some 45 overs almost now. It's quite a love from banging everything. Tech chances of rain today, but let's hope for some results. It's looking okay at the moment. Alamela is... I'm having to tell Alamale wants to join V India. So with the score currently, India all out for 327 for 105.3 overs, with South Africa all out for 197 for the 130 in front. All out for 174. So India, so that's 304 runs they had to have, and now they're 410 off 45 into the 46 now with Elgar's 63 has become monumental, hasn't he? Without Elgar's another big day, hopefully it is a big day. Well, we've got to get rid of Elgar and quick smart. So they need 315 to win. 305. The target's 305, so they've got 110. I'm just having to sort out where we got this particular live from. Invited guests. Just getting some people invited to join us. Someone's going to go for the win. South Africa definitely going for the win. There's no doubt about that at all. I'm just waiting to see whether. So, okay, we've got South Africa 4 for 110. They're chasing a total of 305 to win. ICC Test rankings at the moment, South Africa are actually 6th. India first, New Zealand second, Australia third, England fourth, Pakistan fifth, South Africa 6th, Sri Lanka 7th, 8th, West Indies 9, Bangladesh and 10, Afghanistan. Now that tells me that India should thrash South Africa. As simple as that. Bavuma's surviving. Are you in South Africa right now? No, I'm not in South Africa right now. I'm actually in Surrey Hills in Coogee, Sydney, having a cup of coffee. I'm hoping that. So the rankings for Test rankings: first India, second New Zealand, third Australia, fourth England, fifth Pakistan, sixth South Africa. So really, India's 1 versus 6th. So it can win if they punch between Elgar and Boomer, gets 80 plus. I think Bavuma goes, they're in trouble. Ooh, they're betting. Okay, that's a long way, guys. It's a long way to go on. The weather's another important factor here. It does seem no name. It does seem achievable, but yeah, the target. We'll include the target if you want to. We'll get the target up there. Target is 305. They're into the 46 over. They got the overs time is not an issue. The rain might be the only issue. So 4 for 111 South Africa are at the moment. 4 for 111. Off into the 46th over. Now we're in that connection all of a sudden. Tap to where we're into. What's going on there? Yeah, that's all right. Let's come back, has it? We're on a dodgy little spot here, guys. I shouldn't say dodgy. It's not dodgy at all. Can you hear me loud and clear, guys? I've got my microphone on. Can you hear me loud and clear, guys? Just let me know. Happy New Year, Paul Newman. Happy New Year. It hasn't quite got there yet. It's still another 24 hours plus rain expected. Will it ruin the match? It could well ruin the match if South Africa have time to bat. But I don't know. There we are. Let's search and find this to Marcus Lawrence. And then David Graveney and Richard Vernon and Chris a few that have gone out there. Wasn't an edge. It's wow. It's a bit wide. Yep, can hear it clearly. No problem with all the audio. Okay, there's a bit of background bus noise you will get. We're in the streets of Surrey Hills. If you can see it now, I'm sure whether you can see it. You'll have a bit of a look up there. You've got Crust, which is this is called Crown Street in Surrey Hills, next to a great Indian restaurant that I love going to. Katush is the place I'm at now. I've got a lovely coffee going on here. So India has 2 hours in the morning to take 6 wickets and win the match before the rain is scheduled to arrive. Otherwise, it's going to end up as a draw. Well, let's hope it doesn't go for a victory to South Africa because the Bavuma's starting to go for it here. Marley Esther saying hi. Live. Just got Foxtel. Right here. So look here, we're going to get this all sorted. So we've got, certainly isn't live the Scorchers, that's for sure. Come on wicket faster. Come on. Okay, we need more than one wicket. We need several wickets. Really, come on. We've got to get this. This is... See, Bavuma's on 7, Dan Elgar's on 67. The score's 4 for 117 into the 47th over. 4 for 117. Gee, this is not nothing wrong with this target. Yeah, this is the 47th now. Alan Mullally's joined. I can't hear you, Alan. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you because I've got a microphone on, so I can hear you. Sorry, I can't hear you because I've got a microphone on. See the microphone? So if I pull, let me just
try having a shave and put your earpiece in.
Can you talk now? Now, are you watching the game?
I can't get it on. I'm trying to. I can't get it.
Okay, well, let me just... If you look at the bottom
on
of the screen...
Fox News, on Foxtel, right?
We're talking about... Everyone, this is Alan Mullally, former cricketers, joined us now. We're talking about South Africa. South Africa, who was 6th ranked in the World Test Championship. First, of course, is India. We've got Quinton de Kock about to go on the bat. South Africa were all out for... Sorry, India were all out for 327 and 174, which gave them a lead of 304 overall because India scored 197. So the South Africa currently 4 for 117 off some 47 overs into the 48th now, and the target is 305. So it's about 200 odd runs to get. I'll listen to that now. Elgar's on 69. So Alan, can you talk?
Yeah, I can't. I tried to get it on. I could not get the first 2 days on Foxtel on over here. Could you, Norman?
Sorry?
I couldn't get. It said India versus South Africa here, and all I got was a few highlights on Foxtel, and then the golf.
So Bhavan Mathur remembers when you got...
I got brief moments, Norman, where India were well ahead. So what's the latest? I can't get it.
Get close to the microphone. Get close to the microphone. Sorry. So Bhavan Mathur remembers you when you got our Dravid, our caught in the covers in the 99 World Cup.
Well, I did get him caught behind when he played for Scotland, which is more like it. But yeah, it was brilliant. Right. What a player. What a player. Known as the Rock.
Target is 305. South Africa 4 for 118. They've got Bavuma on 7. Elgar is on 68. And they've got de Kock to come, and they've got a whole bunch of bowlers. So critical couple of wickets here, and then India could be in with a chase. So I'm going to put in my microphone. Guys, okay, those viewers watching, can you hear me? Or do you need my microphone on? Paul Newman, Tarun, Sharari, Bhavan, tell me, do you need me to put the microphone in or not? Because I need to hear Alan, and I can't hear it over the microphone. Can you tell me whether you can hear me? Alan, you can hear me, can you?
Yeah.
Now, you're watching Foxtel or KO? Have you got that on?
Who I have? I'm trying to get this link once again onto my phone.
Shami
Try
is
Foxtel on here.
bowling at the moment to a very determined-looking Bavuma. Bavuma's batting with a very eager captain's knock from Elgar. He's on 68. He could get a century the way he's going, but more importantly, they've got to take some wickets in there. Otherwise, they're going to lose this match. Well, I don't know if they're going to lose the match, but they may not have it all their own way. Bavuma's blocking. I said the wicket's bloody placid as hell. Shami's taken 1 for 43. Took 5 for in the first innings. We've had several 5 for us. Scott Boland took a 5 for. Jai Richardson, Nagidi, Shami, and I think even, well, there's been a few others as well. Pat Cummins as well earlier on. There's no movement there. There's a bit of lift. So 4 for 118 the current score is.
From South Africa. Norman?
Bavuma's not a bad bat. He's not a great bat either. We're in the 48th over now. I'm not wrong.
Right. Norman, can you please resend me that link?
Yep.
And I'll put it on my phone. Look, I can find Fox News on here.
Actually into the 48th over. Talk to them. You've got to talk right in the camera because that's when we can hear you.
Who, me or you? I'm over here, Norman. I'm over here.
No, sometimes you need a microphone. I can hear you loudly. Sometimes I can't. Where's your microphone?
In my iPad. It's here. There. It's back here. I think it should be working well. There you go. I'm not sure if this thing...
You can hear me clearly, can you?
Crystal clear, buddy.
Huh?
Yeah, I can. I can do Bluetooth with this thing. That'll play your bloody ears off.
Right. Okay. So, do not play any songs, Alan. Do not play any songs because I got copyrighted by your happy birthday song.
Norman, I want to listen and hear about cricket, about India against
South Africa. No, but I'm just telling you, we get copyrighted from hearing bloody, what's his name? You know, the Stevie Wonder's happy birthday. They copyrighted me. I know you're well-intentioned, but we can't have it on. So, South Africa, 4 for 118, chasing 305 to win. And there's an edge. There was an edge.
Please repeat that.
Third slip has gone for 4.
Please repeat that
Elgar
again.
was very lucky. Jasper got the edge, what he wanted. And Elgar has hit it straight through the vacant slip. Third slip. Certainly affected the edge. Yeah, it was right in the hands of a third slip there. Damn it. Not what South Africa, well, India wanted at least. Let's put it this way. South Africa are nowhere near to score. They're going to be struggling to get anywhere near it.
You know what?
So 4 for 122, chasing 305. Birmingham 7. Elgar's have got 72.
Yep.
I think you'll be doing well.
Timber Bavumba. Jasper Bumrah.
Temba Bavuma. No, it's Timber.
Yep.
It's Temba Bavuma, isn't it? Mohammed Shami here coming in the bowl. Caught and bowled Elgar in the first innings. No, actually was dropped. So, no, oh my God, yeah. Shami dropped Elgar on 63. That's going to be pretty bloody crucial now. You don't drop catches. Catches win matches, don't they?
You don't drop Steve Waugh, Viv Richards, Ricky Ponting, Brian Lara, otherwise you pay. Sachin Tendulkar, oh Lord. You drop them once, 100. You drop them twice, they've lost the game.
Right.
And by the way, Norman, who's this guy? You get loads of adverts. What have you?
So, Bulmer's the key. Bulmer's certainly the key, isn't he?
Yep.
I am trying to recover after a car accident today, guys.
Oh, come on, Princess.
All right, so here we go. Bulmer to Algo. He's let the ball go. Score 4 for 126. They've got a few runs now. God.
I tell you what, a good partnership here for 30 or 40, and then
What?
the next one for 30 or 40. It could be a bloody good game.
I tell you what, Elga's going to get a century the way he's going.
320,
But it may not be enough.
174. It could be interesting.
Oh, how did Elga get dropped? Oh my
I've got it here
that was
on the
big
phone.
mistake.
So, do we have anybody joining us or not?
Are you ringing someone?
No.
Huh?
No, why? I'm saying who's joining us?
How did Sharmy drop that court and bowl? Oh my God.
Okay, can we put that link on here?
So 4 for 126. Target 305. Verma 7. Elga 40. 76. Who should have been out on 63.
How many
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, how many screens do you have in front of you? Well, I've got my iPad, I've got my phone, I've got my TV out there. I've got Mum having a kip. Geez, I tell you what, for those around the world, India and that who are listening, if you think it was warm there, try the past few days here. Holy moly. It was warm.
I'm just trying to work out. This is 49 overs gone.
What's that?
126. Awful run rate, that's for sure.
Oh, Lord.
So what do you think about England getting smacked by Australia 3-0? Pretty ordinary.
No, you know what? Take a step back. It's been tough for everybody in world cricket. It's been really, really tough. And the best response was, I think it was when Ravi Shastri, when they beat Australia in India, or was it here? I'm not sure. I think it was India. Or maybe in England in India. And they won India, and he was brilliant. So he said, he was so gracious. So you must be so proud of beating England, or I think it was Australia. Let's have a look, Norman. He goes, I am so proud of both countries, all the players, for turning up to play for their country after what they have been through. I've got guys there. Wayne Hill played for the way. He's good mates with Dennis Lee, the whole lot. Oh, the problems this, the problems that. And, well, you know what? Let's see you get out of bed in the morning as a superb athlete. Get COVID
Robert Muller's asking you. Robert Muller's asking you. Robert Muller saying, "Hey, Alan, what was it like facing Glenn McGrath when bowling?"
Mm-hmm. And Robert Muller's from where?
Well, Glenn McGrath bowling to you, I guess, when you were batting.
Yeah, but where is Robert Muller from? Australia or England?
Can you hear that, Robert? I'm not hearing it clearly.
Because I've got a good story to tell about facing Glenn McGrath.
Sit in front of the screen.
I'm trying to waggle it around. Keep moving.
All right, so.
I was going to buy a laptop now. So, Robert Muller, where are you from, my boy? If you're Australian, you're going to bag me. If you're English, you'll crack up laughing. Actually, either way you will. It was funny, right?
Excuse me, can you use this chair?
No, it's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, where was I from? Well, Robert, tell me then. He's from Australia. He's from Australia.
He's Australian.
Can you see the messages, Alan? Alan, the messages say.
I've got chat.
Messages say Australia. Here, go look there. Robert's saying Australia.
Well,
There we go.
chat.
That's your answer.
When I get chat, I lose you guys. So I don't know what's going on here. can't find chat on there. How do I get a message?
Robert, ask more questions.
Okay,
You don't have
specific
to-
question. What's it
129.
like to face Glenn
Boom is on
McGrath?
10, Elga 76, Siraj is following.
So Robert Muller, Norman, is online listening. Is he join the conversation? Norman,
Yeah.
can you hear me? You're in a cafe somewhere.
Anyway, I'm finding it hard to hear, Alan.
Yeah, because you're in a
Alan has
cafe
catch.
somewhere.
Siraj has taken the wicket. Siraj has taken. Oh, that was a previous wicket. I've got a big side thing. Siraj has taken the wicket, but he has.
How do I do this, Norman? I want to talk to your man, Muller. It'd be funny. Norman, how do I put a message on here?
Sorry?
How do I put a message on here? Chat. Chat with the host and other. Yes, okay, here we go.
Text me, Alan. I can't hear you. Can you text? Can you see where you can text? I've just texted here. Now that's me, so
We'll just send that one.
just tell them straight, Alan. What's the hold up? GJ90's classical something or other. So India and South Africa matches. They played 20, won 3, lost 10, drawn 7. So India haven't had a great record. I'm not sure what Alan's doing. He's changed something. All right. So, are you watching the score? Are you watching the game?
No, hang on. iPad microphone.
So, Bavuma is batting. Elga's facing, but I think good old Jasprit Bumrah is the key here.
Hey, Norman, can you resend me the link?
Robert Muller, don't go private chat, Alan. Go public chat. Go comments.
That's what I want to say. How do I do it public?
Go where it says all. Don't go private chat because private chat's with me.
I know. So how do I do it then on a private chat? Chat with Norman, yeah? Chat with the host.
Just ask Robert the questions and he'll answer.
We said facing Glenn McGrath.
50 overs are gone. They're only 130 for God's sake. Awful. This is frustrating, mate. The rain hasn't come down yet.
Did you get that one, Norman?
Oh, it looks like Graham Smith, the way he's batting. Stop, you've got a private chat going.
Well, I don't know what to do. How do I get to your chat, man?
You're on private chat. Just go on comments. Go where comments are.
I've got Lee.
Oh, I've lost him. Okay. I'm going to put my thing back in now so I can talk. There we go. Alan's back.
Good, man. I've got
Alan, can you hear me?
Camera. Yes.
Can you say yes? Nod your head. Can you say, Alan, nod your head? Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So go into the questions and answers. So I'm going to talk to the game. I'm going to talk the game through here. South Africa are 4 for 130. Bavuma's on 10. Elga's on 77. They're chasing a total of 305 to win. They're still a long way off, but we don't know how they're going to go. It'll be up to these two. Once a wicket falls, that was an LBW call. And in fact, Elga is out. LBW for 77. Elga's out. LBW for 77. He may go upstairs. He is going upstairs. So if Elga's out for 77, that just about makes it into a great contest because they'll have to cock in now, and Verma will start to slide through this team. I reckon that they could well be 5 for 130. Can you see it?
Below I can. No, I got you. But how do I do a message to reply to people?
Have a look now.
You can see it, Norman.
Yeah, he's out. He's plumb LBW as far as I'm concerned. He's gone. He's got no hope of getting through that one. Have you got KO or you've just got quick info?
Who?
What do you got? A visual? Yeah, he's out. He's gone. There's no bat there. Resend the link. Link to what, the game or?
So I can then put Foxtel onto my iPad.
Hang on, Alan. Hang on.
I can use my iPad. So my phone for this and my iPad for that.
Just waiting on this decision. I'll do it. Hang on. He's out. He's well and truly out. Yep. So Bavuma's got. Sorry, Elga's out. Hang on. So shots. All right. 5 more good balls left for him for an interview. He's asking how he replies to questions in the YouTube chat. The fact is, you just go, Alan, you go to comments. Go to comments. Can you see comments? Not private chat, comments. Just open comments. Do you see it?
Hang on. Just speak to India to jump onto this link.
Okay. Speak. I'm on. I can hear you now. Have a chat, Alan.
Copy link. Copy link. Copy. Open Safari. New page. My phone is playing up. Hang on. Done. No, not done. Open new page. Oh, done. New page. Page.
So with Elga out and de Kock's in bat now, so this is going to be a bit messy here for South Africa. They're going to have to be very careful they don't get skittled, which they should. 5. Can you hear me, Alan?
Yeah, hang on.
Talk.
Hello. Your search did not match any document.
Okay. So, in South Africa, 5 for 130. They need another 175 with de Kock in the bat and Bumrah steaming in.
This is really annoying me. Hang on.
Ooh, de Kock looks very messy. Morning, everyone. Dinesh Karai in number 1 test cricket. I was going to go for an interview. No, yeah, but he should have went for LBW, but he did. So again, just to recap, that was plumb out. Gee, that was plumb out. So India all out for 327 off 105.3 overs. South Africa all out for 197. Gave India a 130 lead. India were all out for 174, which meant they're 304 in front. They had 50.3 overs that they batted for. And South Africa, 5 for 130 off 50 overs, a target of 305. So they're 130 at the moment and they're struggling. What are you doing?
Put the who's that?
Alan
Just doing
Norman
my thing.
coaching. Here we go.
I'm there with you, brother. I know how hard you work.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so Bumrah is a bowler that you will pay to watch. Just say Mizran. Yes, Baramarani. Why don't you join Baramarani if you're there? Join Alan and I. South Africa 5 for 130, chasing 305 to win. They need 175 more. Verma's being very defensive there.
Oh, here we go.
Could lead to his downfall. Both Verma and de Kock are going to have to survive. Really, after this, they've got what? Who have they got? The batting department. They've got Marco Jensen. They've got Rabada, Nagidi. Maharaj is already gone, so it'll be Mulder. So Mulder, Nagidi, Mulder, Nagidi, Rabada, and Marco Jensen. Not a lot of batting left here. Get through one of these two, we could see a pretty quick collapse. South Africa got 197 in the first innings. They'll be
Norman, are you
buggered
getting
to get
the
200.
cricket on your where you are?
Are you watching, Alan?
Can you get the cricket?
I can hear you now. Speak.
Yeah. Oh Lord, bear with me.
It's all right.
I'll put the speaker on.
Bumrah's already taken 3 for 40. Shami's 1 for 43. Siraj 1 for 21. Tucker and Ashwin not yet open their account for wickets. But with Bumrah, Shami and Siraj on the hunt, we should see all three finish up the last 5, I reckon.
Hang on. This is a joke now, man.
Okay. The Verma's on 11. De Kock on not yet to open his score, so it's a long way to go in this match. Alan, you're missing the UK Christmas. I was out there in 2004, did not feel like Christmas. You always think. Ask Alan. Alan, can you see this message? I've just sent you. There's a message here. Read that message and answer.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching the golf. It says live cricket, right?
He's watching golf.
No, it says live cricket.
We don't want to see golf,
Yeah, right.
Alan. Please don't put the golf on. It's 5:05 or something.
Can you see it?
Go to 5:05. We can't watch it. We're not supposed to watch it. So answer the question. There's a question there for you. Can you see the question? Alan, you're missing the UK Christmas. He was out there in 2014. Did not feel like Christmas. You always think of Christmas in the cold.
I've had my Christmases in England, and I'll tell you what, it's fantastic. And also in Vancouver. And it was brilliant. But what I'm confused about, Norman, is this. Live TV, it says cricket, I've got golf.
So there's 87 overs remaining in the day, which is more than enough to get a result here.
Oh, here we go. You know what? It's called Perth. Backward. SA 131 for 5. Now I've got it, Norman. Now I'm with you. SA, hang on. Oh, thank God. Bavumba is on 11. De Kock on 0 after 2 balls. Bumrah 3 for 40.
5 for 131.
I'm now with you.
Alan, what was your favourite thing?
I just kept getting rubbish.
Anyway, Alan, answer the question. Answer the question.
Okay, throw it at me. I can tell a story about that. I should say the Wacker because I grew up in Perth.
53 at third over here.
I should say, well, you know what? There's three. There's the Gabba, the SCG, and the MCG, and they all have a different story. The MCG, massive crowds, my lord, massive crowds. I think I played in a one-day game in front of 94,000. I won't say what was said to me, but it was a brilliant occasion. SCG, historically, brilliant. And the Gabba, because that's where I had a lot of fun. But my favourite ground in Australia, I would say...
Another comment. Read that one out, Alan. Yep.
Yeah. Read them out. Someone small fun guys got. Yes, I'm with you. Absolutely. You know what? I said to my mum, who's 83 and knows her game very well. My man Zoe, and
so it's 5 for 131.
Sadly, I said to my mum, it's on very small print here, so I don't know what to do.
I'm going to probably go into the car because it's too loud where I am. I'm going to find a better spot, guys. So bear with me. Let's just get this sorted.
You're right there, Norman.
Better get myself all sorted. I'm going into the car. It's too noisy where I am.
Tell Slatvik, Bulgaria, I agree totally. Michael Vaughan, by the way, is a very strange chap.
This is organised a little bit.
About himself.
And I'm going to go for a bit of a walk. There we are.
You're right, Norman.
Just walking, guys. I'm just walking to my car. Hang on.
Well, you've been bullied.
You can keep talking, everyone else.
Yeah. Michael Vaughan loves to talk about
once I get in the car, I'll be fine.
All the time. He lives on 2005. If Glenn McGrath had a chat with Mum, didn't fall on that ball in 2005 at Edgbaston, there would be no Ashes for England. Michael Vaughan would be nobody, nor would Freddie. The best, I think, is Jimmy Anderson.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're right.
Okay. I won't need the microphone out. I'm inside a car, so we can do the microphone, watch a bit of cricket, talk about cricket.
I can't hear you. Turn the bloody thing up, man.
Can you hear me now?
Caught it sight. Kind of.
Huh?
Kind of.
Hang on. Well, you're outdoors, I'm indoors, so you should be able to hear me loud and clear. Now?
And by the way, Satvik Bulgaria, don't ask me to tell Michael Vaughan. Ask Norman Kinachek. You know what? So he's got all the numbers.
I can hear. Oh, Jesus. I can hear you. Speak again.
No, it's not good enough, Norman.
I'm loud
Can
and
you
clear.
hear me? Pardon?
I'm loud and clear, aren't I?
I can't hear you enough, man.
Well, I can hear you. Guys out there, please let me know if you can hear me. So Robert Miller says he can hear me. We can't hear you, Alan.
My
So
phone's on full volume, man.
No, but the viewers are hearing me and I'm loud and clear. So you're in a position where you can't be heard.
Hang on, let me put that there. Oops. Sorted there.
Connect again. Connect again.
Speaker. Norman, hang 5.
I'll move from stream. Okay, so all right, guys, you can hear me loud and clear. We'll have to deal with this. I've attempted something new. It doesn't always work. We know that. So we have to basically try to make do with what we can do. Okay, so there we have it. There we go. We'll go there. I think that's probably the best place to be. Hang on. Sorry, guys, we just had a bit of a problem there, guests. Hang on. How do I get rid of that screen? Hang on. Oh, God, it's a disaster. Does anyone know how to get rid of a double screen? A double screen, it's going to have to do. All right. There we go. We'll come there. We can hear both of you. That's good, but I don't know whether Alan's fully there. We'll just have to just work out a way to edit my screen. It's all right. Guests. Alan, add to stream. All right, so invited guests. There we have it. How do we... Sound very clearly, but that's what tell me. Comments, here we go. What is your team of the year? Well, it'd have to be India. Alan, you there? Okay, I'm back. So I'm trying to work out how to do that. So hang on. There we are. That's better. That's better. Now we're... How do I do that? No. All right, here we're back. Okay, so we have a situation here where okay. Hi, hey Ray, PMB, South Africa's gone low. As a good lower order batsman. They have, but I don't think they're good enough to be able to win this match. We're trying to get some damn bloody positional stuff sorted out here. We're getting here. So, all right. It's not that easy, guys. I'm sorry. I have to try and find a way to try to bring that into play here. And there we go. We might be a bit more luckier now. Oops. No, it's not going to work. All right. Well, as you know, the game's been going on now. South Africa are now 5 for 148. 139, I should say, 140 now. 5 for 140. With de Kock on 5 and Pavum on 15. Boomer are still, 100. They're well ahead of. They in a good place. You'd have to argue. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we really are in a good situation now where South Africa really lose another wicket or two in the ascendancy by a truckload. It's got to just change the score now. They've got a few more runs on the board. We're old men trying to work these bloody things, and I'm trying my level best to do a good job here, guys. Okay, 154. 5 for 150, I should say. How many overs, guys? That's the question I've got to ask. Trying to get myself sorted with a few different little things. We're into the 55th over now. The over's not the issue. The runs are not really the issue. It's, I think, the wickets that South Africa have to keep out. And they've got two of the best players left, as in Pavuma and de Kock. If these two can last a little bit, they might stave off a draw, but they won't stave off. They won't be able to get a victory out of it, that's for sure. Sonali Kumari, how are you? Ray at PMB, I think Tarun, Sazoon. Well, still some clicking noise. That was actually on Alan Mullally's end, but he's all right. So de Kock looks a little bit all at sea there at the moment in the 55th over. With you'd have to argue 1 wicket more, maybe 2 wickets more, will see a collapse, and I think India will win this. That was the dismissal of Butchie's. De Kock looked like he was out almost similarly. Melbourne victory, yes. Ray and PMB. The BBL seems to be. Now they had a postponement as well. There's a postponement going on due to COVID. David Boone, the referee, the so-called referee of match referee, is also out. Steve Barnard will come in his place. You've also got the coach, Chris Silverwood, unable to take part in the next test. Yeah, matches. Yeah, I'm getting bored too, Baram. They're actually getting very slow. But it's still gripping, though, Baram. Come on air, Baram. Come on air. Can't put me into division there. It's just me at the moment. All right, so I think that de Kock he won't just placidly sit there and wait. See, Baram's getting bored. I'm getting a bit bored. Come on air then. Again for, yes, it's 144 there. He's hit the ball again. Amazing. So I think it's a matter of runs. I don't think South Africa will be too worried about the runs. They'll be more worried about not getting the wickets. That's their major key now. I mean, de Kock can certainly score runs, we know that, but he can also get out. And that's probably more the issue. 5 for 148. We're into the 56th over. 3 comments coming through. Rain is coming in the afternoon. Is it available on Fox or KO Sports? Well, Ray and PME, it's on. I've got it on Fox. You'd only assume it's also available on KO. So they need to play for the draw now. Well, South Africa need to be careful. They're quite aggressive. They almost seem to be going for the runs. And then it would be a huge effort. They'll lose the wicket soon. We can be assured of that. With Siraj, Shami, and Bumrah there, they're playing well, though. That's a lovely shot from Bavuma's gone for at least a couple. It says they're 150 up now. They're 150, all right. South Africa have also a chance of winning this game. Interesting matches go. I think it's an interesting match. South Africa, I think, may begin to start thinking they might have a chance here, but they've got to be careful because, they lose a wicket or two, they could collapse in the heat very quickly. 150 at the moment. 150. It's almost like these two are going for it. You'd consider the bowling of Ashwin soon too. World-class bowling attack. It certainly is Paul Newman. Yes, there was the best day for BBL. 2 crazy games in terms of contrast. It was, but I haven't been able to get into it as much. I'm too much of a test tragic, Ray. I know that Ben McDermott certainly did play well. He scored a century back-to-back. It's all well and good, but it is still BBL, not Test cricket, so I can't get as excited about it, I'm afraid. South Africa 150. Elgar was a big wicket. That was a big wicket this morning. But one of these two, then you expose Marco Jensen, Rabada, Nagidi, and Mulder. Then you expose a bit of the tail. Then you've got 4 bowlers to come, and those 4 guys will not last long against this attack. You would think. You would think. You have to think. Do you know Andrew Mansell from the Cricket Unfiltered podcast? Yes, I do. I do know. Do you like watching one day in T20 games? Well, I'm growing to love T20 matches more. ODIs I did like, but I'm losing interest in those. YB World Match was postponed because of COVID. No, I can pull this off. What can you pull it? I think India will pull this off, yes. Well, they've got to take 1 more wicket to let the collapse really happen. That's the key at the moment. Manu John Zazoon's here. Paul Newman, Ray, PMB 9. Sonali Kamari's here. We're going almost an hour in terms of coverage. De Kock's 13, Bavuma is 27. Siraj is bowling short. I don't know if that's going to really achieve anything against these guys. We really need to see some good Bumrah bowling. That's what I reckon. Bumrah's the one. Bumrah's definitely the one. He has the key, I'd say. I don't want Rain to come either. India win, so he has to win. I agree, Sonali. So, no, where are you going? I'm not going anywhere. I was actually at in Surrey Hills, Crown Street in Surrey Hills. There's an Indian restaurant across the road that I'd like to have gone. It was close. COVID postponed, yes. There's in Islam, someone in Stars come to get results back. Well, David Boone has got it. He's the match referee. Also, Chris Silwood's a close contact. He's not even leaving Melbourne. He's staying in Melbourne for 10 days. He'll miss the Sydney Test altogether and probably have to go straight to Hobart, which is a bit of a disaster. So Chris Silwood's going to be coaching by phone. Not much fun. Yeah, so as far as the score is concerned, it's still 5-150. Ashwin's coming on. This could be interesting. This could be where we see some action. What will happen to BBL? Well, nothing will happen. It'll just be postponed. So that means it'll be played at a later stage. Are you hitting the clubs for 31st night? Me? Well, I've been invited to a few places. I may not be doing too much, guys. I'm a bit, past partying at clubs, that's for sure. Ashwin needs to perform here. Ashwin, Paul Newman's right. It's time. It's TikTok time for him to get some wickets, and he needs to show he's, why he's as good a bowler as he is. Vernon de Kock will not sit back and block him, especially de Kock. He'll have a go. Oh, it was a bit of a rush. Yeah, David Byrne is COVID positive, absolutely, and Steve Barr looks like he's replaced him as the so-called match referee. I know long past clubbing. I know too much COVID in Sydney right now. About 12,000 cases a day, but look, not killing anyone, so let's not get too excited about that. So Ashwin looks to me as if he's quite night for me as well. Yeah, where are you getting too much? Where are you, Paul, again? I keep feeling where you are, Paul Newman. You're not in heaven, because that's where the other Paul Newman is. And if you're Paul Newman, who's the English journalist, that'll be interesting too. I don't think you are. So you're Sydney as well. Whereabouts, Paul, exactly in Sydney? Probably you're up in Queensland, aren't you? De Kock 14, Bavuma 27. South Africa 5 for 151. Ashwin bowling. Well, they've got to be more attacking with their field placement. They can't put people deep. They need to be attacking with their field placement. I don't agree with this, giving them singles all the time. I don't like that. That's playing into the hands of the batters, really. Five for 152. We're into I think this is the 57th over now. Target is you would think too many. Yeah, but I'm in Queensland. Paul Newman's near Parramatta. Well, I'm in, Paul, you would know where Crown Street and Surrey Hills is. That's where I am. I was going to go to an Indian restaurant, but they closed today. I want to see India win. I'm sorry, I hate to say this. I'm not a big fan of South Africa. 5 for 153 now. They've got nobody in at silly mid off. I don't get that. I'd have a silly mid off and silly mid on. I'd be crowding the bat. So Sydney Test is a dead rubber. Well, Manu, there's no such thing as a test rubber in Test cricket. It's riveting, interesting games of cricket, no matter what's going on. That's what we would all say, and I would agree. I can't wait to see it. It's live. Hopefully a 5-day match. Hope it's enthralling. We get to see some, good cricket. So South Africa need 152 runs to win. Well, with 5 wickets down, I would say it's unlikely. Elgar 77 was quite impressive in the scheme of things, to be honest. 3 hours 36 minutes from Matthew Hayden's farm. 3 hours from Matthew Hayden's farm. Well, Matthew Hayden's in Kingaroy. Where are you? It wouldn't still matter even if England won it big in Sydney. Well, it would matter. It would be enthralling for watch this match where England win, and it would be good to watch. Oh, I can't say it would be a good one to watch. Of course, it would be. So 155 there, another 2 runs. Bumrah's the key with Shami. My friend lives in Wajok, Wurundjeri land. Do you know where that is? That's in Melbourne, isn't it? As far as I'm on. Taroom. I've been to Taroom. I used to live in Brisbane. I used to do a Queensland run of federal government talks, and I went to Taroom. Hello, no. Batting should be easy, Mr. G. Committee, Mr. G. Not necessarily, but perhaps a slightly bounce continues to get lower and lower. Notice the ball on these pads. I reckon de Kock will go soon, and that will mean will get a wicket. Then once they get one or two more wickets, it'll be a collapse. I think this time I want to see World Test Championship final between Australia and India. Well, it may well end up being that one. Oh, that was a bizarre shot from de Kock. Don't know what he was doing there. Unusual shot. Indeed, it was an unusual shot. So I don't know what de Kock was trying to do. There was nowhere near. It was only one place that was going to go off the edge straight back onto the stumps. Really, one wicket here, guys. One wicket, and they're going to fall like a bunch of cars. Marty Johns, Norman's going to it where you may see him in the crowd on TV. You'll see me in front of the ground, I'll tell you. Five 155. Got a couple of runs there. He themselves a single. Oops, it's hit Bavuma. So Alan Mullally couldn't make because his sister was here. That's fine. Our English Burgess were big signings for Rabbitohs and both had tremendous impact on bringing glory to the Rabbitohs. Still need back in 14. Exactly. Now, I actually had a chat with. So Alan Mullally saying his sister's there and he can't stand her. So there you go. Because they said like Australia and Pakistan doing well in Test cricket. I think so too, Terence Orford. So interview with don't know why they're interviewing. They're interviewing of all people Voges. Now he's obviously representing export. It's very interesting to see the likes of a George Bailey talking about the selections and the way that it goes. Scott Bond looks like he's got himself in again. He's going to probably be selected once again, I would say. We are looking at a rather okay. So what's going on? Is it downloaded or not? All right. Let's get back to the game here. Norman, how much is the COVID going to destroy 2020? What do you think? It's not going away. Ray PMB9, Michael Quinn from the bush to the Eels, representing yourselves and Kangaroos from the country before coming to the Eels. And won 4 titles, and Eels haven't won since he retired in 86. There you go, Ray. Barrack for South then, that are 1 in 14 and almost 1 in 2021. What are we going with this? They're not really showing us what's going on here, are they? Which is annoying. Let me look up a few things here, guys. Just give me a sec. We want India to get a wicket. pretty desperately, don't we? Alan Marley's just messaging me. Okay, let's just see what the score is now. Lost a bit of transmission there, guys. Oh, they're ticking along there. 5-1 with the Cock. He's potentially someone who could get a few runs here. 5-161 is the score after 59 overs. Overs and runs are not the issue. The runs are the issue for India. We don't want to say they're going to get the runs, but 59 overs now. We're into the 60th over. That's pretty, sorry. Back.
Yep.
You're back, Alan. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Oh, live and direct, my man.
You got to speak louder. I can't. Your volume's not high enough. That's good.
Can you hear me or not? Hello, 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 hello.
Your volume's not loud enough.
Is that better? Is that better?
What's the comments? I think 2-1 in favour of India. India will win the series after 29 long years. Mitchell, Sharon, I think so. Apart from cricket, what other sports do you enjoy watching? Is that me? Yes. Vaccine shots will grow even more management. I love watching rugby league. Paul Newman, I love watching tennis. The Olympics is always a favourite of mine. So Zune Islam's giving us his test team. Karunaratne with Rohit, Root. Obviously, Anderson's very Sri Lankan. Dhananjaya, Fawad, Rizwan, Jadeja, Ashwin, Jameson, Oliver. Oliver? Anderson? Oliver? Nah.
Oh, my Lord.
Hang on. The Cox just got out.
Bear with me.
And he's walking this, and Siraj is extremely happy. So the Cock is out for 21. Siraj is all unhappiness there. Siraj has come in the bowl. And the Cock looked a bit loose to me. He's played that same attempted cut shot and been bowled. India are with a mighty big chance of winning this now. They got rid of de Kock, 6-1-61. They go through the bowlers now in one hell of a hurry. They'll win this match.
He went too square on that one. Should have gone through the covers. Or mid-off. Wide mid-off. But Siraj has done flipping well since...
So the score now, Alan, is 6-1-61. The Verma's left with the bowlers. Mulder, Rabada, Nagidi, and there's some horses walk past.
145. But you know what?
Mulder, Rabada,
Made to be broken.
Mulder, Rabada, Nagidi, and who else is there? Marco Jensen, all pretty ordinary. Who we got in bet now? Mulder, he's not knowing about.
More importantly, Norman,
Put on the whitewash for the Ashes. De Kock is out, just like action replay from first things. Hi, Emily. How? Here we are. Talk about this, Alan. Alan, we can't hear you. Paul Newman says we can't hear you, so I can barely hear you as well. You need to get some volume.
Can you hear me now?
No.
You got that speaker there, and you got a speakerphone here. Can you hear me?
Robert Muller, Paul Newman are both asking for your mic to be turned up.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No.
Hang on, my mic. Hang on. Mic's off. Mic's on.
Why do you need that pink thing? Get rid of that pink thing and go back to normal speaker.
Okay, boss.
It's not so loud here.
Can you hear me there? Is that better?
That's better. Get a bit closer.
That's meant to work through the phone and all sorts of stuff.
It's still pretty muffled.
Oh, gee, I'll turn the phone upside down, shall I?
Robert Miller's saying that's better.
What do you want to know? What's it like to bowl wobble seam delivery with what grip? It's a funny one. I'll turn this down. I'll tell you what, John, I'll get a cricket ball and I'll show you the masterclass, shall I? Norman?
Yeah.
Or should I do that later?
Have you got headphones?
Yeah. I do, actually.
But guys, you're all hearing me loud and clear, aren't you?
Hang on. I've got these iPod things. So just bear with me. Bear with me. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Molly's iPods.
Is that a catch?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just get close to the camera.
I'm not on the camera. You haven't put my earbuds in, haven't I?
Well, it's better. Not perfect, but it's better.
Hello, hello. Hello. Hello, bloody hello. Sorting various things out. Just bear with me. Hello, hello. I'm at a place called Vertigo.
Better now.
Oh, is it getting through?
Loud and clear, Alan. Sit down. We can loud and clear. So South Africa are 6 for 164 after 60 overs. I've got 61, but I've gone a bit too early there.
Hello, hello.
That's better.
Do I get a smile?
Huh?
Do I get to smile?
So South Africa 6 for 164 off. Well, it says 61 overs. It should be 60 overs. Bavuma won't get the runs. Once Mulder and Jansen, Roberto, and Giddy go,
Roberto,
we're in
maybe?
some deep trouble. Come on, India. You
Norman.
deserve to win this. Don't let it go.
No, hang on, Norman. You're insulting the lower order batsman.
Well, Jansen, Roberto, and Giddy are not known to get runs. Now, really, India should go straight through them.
Melbourne, 1999, 98. Something
here we
happened.
go. Alan Malali, what, double figures or something?
After 5 ducks in 6 knocks, we got 16. We won the game by 12. You just never give up.
Right.
So getting back to the questions earlier, Norman, being serious, the Aussie chap who said, what's it like to face Glenn McGrath? I'll tell you what, for about the 20 balls, maybe 15 balls I faced, it was fun. I could tell a funny story about that, but you won't let me. When Granny Gooch was our manager, that was back then. We'll save that for an after dinner speech.
India smells the blood. Mitchell Chauhan saying India smelling the blood. They had New Zealand 9 down. They survived in a test race recently. So,
yeah.
Okay, here's a question, Alan. Paul Newman's asking a question. A wicket's just fallen. Oh my God.
Oh Lordy.
Charmy's just got a nick behind. Mulder didn't last long. The 7-164. It is smelling blood in the water there. And India should be smashing South Africa. There should be no doubt about this. India are ranked first. South Africa ranked 6th, and are that good. They're not that much better. Yeah, he stuck his bat out there. Big fat edge. Yeah, this is a messy scoreline. So answer the question. There's a question about.
You got so many questions for me, which is good.
So what was it like facing Shane Warne, Alan?
Oh, Lord. Good friend of mine. I faced Shane Warne at the MCG in the one-day game. 94,000 people, and there was people calling me bad words because obviously I was playing for my country. But I went to school in Perth. There was 94,000 people. Norman, that's a big crowd. It was great. They were yelling and screaming. It's on YouTube where I went down to fine leg and they said some curse words, etc. But to face the whole game, I'm trying to paint a picture. When I was batting, I went out to bat. I think it was the second final, third final. Shane Warne came back from a shoulder drop and he bowled me a flipper. And the ball was halfway down, and I thought, yep, he's got me. And yes, I was plumb. And as I was walking off with that, but it was the first time we tried it after his shoulder off, right? We're walking off. I said, Shane, we're good mates. Why'd you do that to me? He goes, Al, because you're rubbish at batting. It broke my heart. But we're really good mates. What a great bowler. Really, what a great bowler. The question earlier was, what was it like to face Glenn McGrath? It was fun. I could tell lots of stories, but we're going to save them for our podcast, Norman.
Okay. Well, we'll go back to this game for a minute. One point, Mullally continued to be a regular pick in the Hampshire side for the next few years, averaging under 20 with the ball in both 2000 and 2001 and claiming 5 for wicket hauls on 6 occasions. There you go. There's some facts about you.
Well, a 9-fer, and an 8-fer, and a 7-fer. Yeah, that's all right.
Now, what should South Africa do?
Excuse me. By the way, hang on. I just need to say this for all those in India who are watching. I also took a 9-fer, an 8-fer, a 7-fer, 16 wickets or 15 in a match against Derbyshire when Shane Warne was playing. He goes, oh, wow, you're bowling so quick. Norman, this is quite serious. I did all of that with a broken rib, snapped in half, right? I played my last test match in 2001 ahead of me with a broken rib against Australia in the Ashes. Ian Bishop came up to me and goes, Al, man, you used to bowl so quick. What's going on? I said, don't tell the media, even though you're commentating. My rib is broken in half. It needs surgery. My point being is to all those Indians who are watching this, you can achieve anything. Dream, believe, achieve anything.
Answer this question. What should South Africa do? Go for win or draw the test? They're not going to go for the win because they won't have enough wickets left, and it's too late to try and draw it. They're in deep trouble. India's in the box seat here.
Yeah, so
Jansen
this
will
is
go
the
quickly
first,
and Rabada and
the first test match?
First test match.
I played in that wicket.
Okay, this Indian team's playing like the Aussies under Ricky Ponting. Certainly close to it. All right, another
Get forward when they drop short, pull the ball to square leg mid-wicket, go for the boundary. You've got nothing to lose. One guy kicks off, right? Bavumba, it's up to you to make a champion of yourself. Play shots.
Now, Ray PMB9
play shots.
Ray PMB9 has been drinking, obviously. He's glorifying your batting.
Why?
Read it. Alan also struck an aggressive 16. 16
12
not aggressive.
balls. It changed the game. We won by 12. No.
Aggressive 16 off.
No,
how is 16 off 12 balls aggressive? That's bloody
excuse me. After 5 ducks and 6 knocks, that's a big dig, I can tell you.
Including 3 cross-batted fours. What's that? A slog off Glenn McGrath to help England to a 12-run
16
against Australia.
Can I please correct the record?
Oh, yeah.
It was 16 off of 12 balls.
That's not impressive. What I'm running, that's not impressive. An aggressive 16 runs. How is 16 runs aggressive? How's that a big deal? Jesus.
Excuse me, let me finish. Don't interrupt.
All right.
Including 3 cross-batted fours. No, it was 2 off of him. That was straight down the line. I've got the video. McGrath tell England to a 12. 16. You see, off of 12 balls, 14 balls maybe, to win by 12 runs. Yes. And the story behind that, by the way.
Bavuma is just throwing a ball at no, sorry. Siraj is throwing a ball and hit Bavuma in the leg.
Norman, the story behind that, by the way, was that Glenn McGrath tried to give me the old hit me shoulder. And I said, "Oh, see you at the back." He got fined. Oh, my Lord. He got fined, delayed, $3.5 grand or $2.5 grand. And they tried to fine me as well. And Bumble said, "I don't know what you're talking about." When the old match referee came in, Alan came in here so heartbroken. But that's the story, Norman, for our afternoon speeches.
All right.
In India.
I won't get excited about it, but it's all right. Hang on, I've got to get some power on this bloody. I've got to turn the engine on a bit. Yeah, hang on. Running out of power. We have some music. Any music? Get a mute. Where's mute? Unmuted because I had some music on and I can't have music because they'll hit me for some bloody strike or something stupid. Why is it so warm? Why is my whole computer so warm?
Because you live in a bloody thing, you daft git.
No, shouldn't
I'm waiting on O'Shan to call me.
Yeah. So hang on. Back in the day, so Alan, what do you think of the current England team, and what change would you make for the SCG?
I can't believe, seriously, we're in Brisbane. There was no Broad or Emerson.
Yeah, that was a bit strange, wasn't it?
On that wicket, that's hard. But you can't go in and out, and world cricket's gone crazy with manage the players. That's rubbish. I won't swear because that's India. Oh, Lord. In 1990, when I first jumped off a plane at the age of 20, having no idea what I did, no idea where the hell I am, foreign country. I know my mum comes from England and my family comes from England. I was born here. That's all I knew, right? That's all I knew. But Al, you got your left arm, go and make it. I played 27 days straight of county cricket.
27 days straight?
Yep.
That must have been bloody tiring.
No.
Why not?
It was fun.
Oh, well,
it was fun, Norman. Up and down the country, bowl here, bowl there. Then you got guys like John Agnew, Peter Willie saying, "I'll do this and do that." And the adventure was a great adventure. I got banned from a game, which goes on to our podcast, Norman. That was funny. And Ray Julian, the umpire, Nigel Bryant's the captain, Alan Wells, the batsman, captain of Sussex. In those days, you can't say what I said. That goes onto our podcast. Hey, that'd be brilliant. So, what do I think about the changes? You know what? Just grow up here. It's so frustrating for me. You know what? Just give me the ball.
Give you the ball?
Go and get a guy from the British Army, a fit young lad. Do you want a bowl for England? There's a ball. That's what I'll do. Now, there's one thing for you, Norman. Fly me to the moon. Fly me to Adelaide. Fly me to Hobart, right? Any Yummy guys, young lads, 25, 20, 23, who can bowl fast? Give me a look at you. You. What you got? Right, you're playing for England. That's what I would do. And you know why I know that, Norman?
Why?
Because that's what happened to me in 1988. The Sheffield Shield final. Google it, Norman. Get a lad, give him a ball. Have you got passion? Yes, I have. Do you know how to hold a ball? Yeah. Can you do it this way? That way? Go and do it. I can do that for my country. There's lads out there, Norman, and that's our job. And also, for those in India listening, jump onto Facebook, Alam Lally on Facebook, or Norman on Facebook. We're going to come and find you. We're going to find the best, quickest, fast bowlers of all time in India. I guarantee you, Norman.
Yep.
In the midst of this COVID rubbish. And you know why? Because there's young nippers who deserve a chance in life.
Well, this is a very agonisingly boring over. There's been 4 dot balls so far. Okay. No names are saying, here's the thing. On paper, this is amongst the best England team they've had touring Australia. Well, I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, Alistair Cook.
Oh, miles away. Miles away.
Miles away. Explain this
They're
one.
unprepared. They're unprepared.
Answer
But
this
things
question.
up. Yep.
Answer that question.
Oh, hang on. Let me have a look.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see that full. And I lived in Leicester, which is a massive Asian community. It's going to take a while. I can say that as an immigrant to Australia, where you get bullied, abused, and you face racism. I have the whole lot. Then you go back to England, and they say you're not Australian. Graham Gooch said you're not English. Sorry, Graham Gooch said that. It cost me 6 years. I left Perth when I was 18. For those listening, with $100 and a one-way ticket, with a dream. And Graham Gooch, the England captain, said, "Alan, you're not English." And Fletcher, "You're not English." At Southend, where I was born. You know why? Because of politics. They said, "We're going to offer you a contract to play for Essex." And I said, "Well, I don't want to play for Essex. I want to play for Hampshire." I'm going home. It went all pear-shaped. They had no idea. If I had my time again, I would have said, "Sorry, mate. Playing for Hampshire, job done." Now, we have a massive, massive Asian community in Leicester and Bradford. The talent there, but they play in their own leagues because they don't want to jump into. It's different to Perth, Norman, different to Australia. The talent there in Leicester, Bradford. I know back to front. I lived there for 10 years. They've got such a community of talent, but they don't want to jump out of the shelters or the shadows because are they illegal or not? I'll give you one example, Norman. Google while you're there. Aftab Habib.
What?
Google Aftab Habib.
Yep.
A lovely, lovely teammate of mine.
Is he the guy from Is he the guy from? He's the guy from Yorkshire.
Nope. Aftab Habib. I'll tell you what. This chap was. Give me 2 seconds, buddy.
Okay. So we'll ask Alan when he comes back about this Gary balance fiasco, and we'll find out what's going on there. This is deeply rooted in the system. It certainly is. So South Africa, 7 for 165 into the 63rd over now with Shami bowling. Pavuma's on 22. Jensen yet to score. Pavuma's going to have to take it on him. So he said a nice ball through the covers, or through point actually, until he had 4 runs. So there you go. Get Jensen on strike, get the bowlers on strike, concentrate on taking their wickets. Pavuma won't do it on his own. You leave Pavuma on strike, he'll manufacture the strike and could actually cause some damage. So 7 for 169 into the 63rd over. Oh, how did he get away with that? That was a dead set inside edge there and should have been bowled, but he got away with it. No, De Kock didn't get away with it. He was out to that sort of shot. So, yeah, I can see this wicket falling here before too long. Really, this is get Marco Jensen on strike and take the wicket and be done with. Getting a low battery here as well.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to plug that in. Obama Babu, I don't know who he is. This is a legit question that is Warner good in Test only in Aussie? No, he's done more than that. Because he has scored a single century in India, New Zealand, Pakistan, and England. The only one he had was in the USA, in your opinions. Well, he certainly is good in Australia. We can't deny that. So that is a certainty. Marco Jensen's just hit a 4 off Shami. If they get wickets, they're all out. What's he done? He's played a lofted cover drive. Could easily have been caught. You're Admiral, Alex, I think. That's better. Put your eyes on cricket, Helen. All right, guys, we need to get back to this game. We can't talk about just after and his life. We've got to talk about the cricket match. And it's getting a little bit...
Norman, Aftab Habib could play.
We're going to have to get back to the game, Alan. This is what we're here for.
1747 through 5 they need. Oh, my Lord.
So the BBL game between the Perth Scorchers and the Melbourne Stars was postponed due to COVID. It looks like, is it Nagiti coming to bat? Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Nagiti's got the most wickets. He's got 8. Rabala's got 7. Shami's got 7. Boomer's got 5. And Jensen's got 5. Oh, it was full. They got 174. Have South Africa. It's a little bit too many. And I think that they need to take a few more wickets. Something here, there's looks like a 4 now racing away there from Siraj. And Siraj has now missed that. So that's 4 to Bravuma. Ashman's proving to be pretty useless in these conditions, I'm afraid. You're saying the game?
Yeah, I'm watching.
There's a lot of gaps in the field. A lot of gaps in the field.
The thing is also, you never give up, ever.
Is that Hamid Walker in the back? No, it couldn't be him. I thought I said Hamid in South Africa. I thought he was in Australia. No wonder he got COVID problems. He's running around there. Johnny Walker is being advertised in the boundary. That's interesting. 7 for 178. Pavema on 31. Realistically, the target's irrelevant. They just need to get the wickets. How much does Spider rate Umesh Yadav, my favourite Indian bowler? Buckle, Dada's asking. Do you like Umesh Yadav?
Check my phone. Yeah.
What do you think of him?
He's pretty good. Ashwin, by the way, brilliant.
All right, we might. It's getting too close to. We can't break away from this at this moment. It is getting a bit tiresome. With the score now 7 for 179 into the 64th over. I'm not wrong. Most runs in the series so far. Rahul 145. Bavuma 84, Elga 78, Rahani 68, Agarwal 64. Should have gone for Axel Patel, maybe. India, good chance to win the series. Sailing on up to the mark. I agree with Dan now, but they've got to win this match, though. Get Bavuma on strike. Get
Hey,
Jansen
Norm.
on strike.
Oh, here we go.
Bing Boomer
Hey,
back
Norm.
on.
Yeah, just to wrap it all up.
Get Boomer back on.
Bavuma is
Get
there,
rid of
so you
Patel.
don't know. Hey, Norman, where's that chap gone? Who asked me the question about facing Glenn McGrath?
What?
The chap earlier about facing Glenn McGrath.
Yeah. Paul Newman's asking, is Jadeja injured? Yes, he is.
Pardon?
Jadeja's injured. That's why he's not playing.
Soft.
Get rid of Bavuma. They'll fall like 9 pins. They've only got Rabada, Nagidi left. Boomer's taken 3, Shami 2, Siraj 2. Thakur hasn't taken a wicket, nor has Ashwin. And it's been 3 good balls for victory, correct. Hi, Alan. What was going through your head when Duncan Fletcher dropped you? And the reason why was because you were too laid back. Is that right?
Yep. And I was number 2 in the world. So go figure. And you know what? That's one more for the podcast, Norman.
I just deleted the banner.
We had
Norman,
we had the owner of the new Rose Bowl, Rod Bransgrove, corner. Duncan, Duncan, what's his name again? That bloke called Duncan what?
What?
Duncan and Nasser Hussain. He cornered them in a press conference and said, "Why is Mullally not in the team? He's the best in the world." Oh, well, his batting's not good enough. McGrath's worse. So-and-so's worse. So-and-so's worse. He's a match winner. He's the best in the world. Well, he's fielding. He's better fielding than these guys. And they put all examples. Bottom line is, me and Fletcher did not like each other because I was too laid back. He's a South African, yappy. But I did say to him, I don't regret it. He goes, you cannot be the best in the world and be so laid back. I said, well, have you seen the rankings lately? I'm like number 2 in the world, number 1 in the world, actually. And what did you achieve, Fletcher? You played 1 game for a club side called Zimbabwe. And then when I got dropped, I just walked away. I just lost interest, Norman. I just lost it all. And I worked so hard from the age of 14 to achieve all the odds, to play cricket for my country, England, other side of the world, from Perth, and to put up with that shit. And then he had the audacity in Perth to go, "Hey Al, how you doing?" I'm doing well. I won't say what I said. I was very polite. You're too laid back. Oh my Lord. I can't wait, Norman. And for those of our Indian friends who are listening, add me on Alan Mullally. Yeah, add all of my Indian friends in India on Facebook, Alan Mullally. I'm the guy next to a guy called Mick Jagger, you've never heard of. And let's do some plans to get some coaching when this COVID stuff disappears. Me and Norman. It's called the Normaco. What's it called, Norman, again?
What?
It's called the Norm Mallon Show. And the game plans go from Delhi, do lots of coaching and speaking, all the way down on a train to Goa. And then from there, who knows where, to experience the best of India. How good's that?
That sounds good. Ashwin's doing absolutely nothing.
Nope.
7 for 182. India tour of South Africa. India won the toss, elected to bat with South Africa. 7 for 182, chasing 305. Ashwin's basically not doing a damn thing here. All right, so what's going on? Will it happen again? Last month, New Zealand tails batted there. That looks pretty bad. Buckle Dalla, stop. What's the word for it? Can I do a podcast with Mark Howard? He may charge. I don't know about that. We don't need him. If you're going to bowl Ashwin, you need to have attacking fieldsmen around him. You just can't bowl and have them all the fieldsmen back. That's dumb.
Norman, calm down. The guy can bowl.
If you had a silly mid off and silly mid on, they could attack him.
The guy can bowl. Let him go.
South Africa got no hope of getting 305. I'll tell you that right now. They're not going to get it.
Maybe. Yeah, well, I'll just slim. Lunch day 5. Oh, Lord. Well, someone has to make it. Yeah, Norman.
I'm back. Can you hear me? Alan. Can you hear me, Al? Alan, can you hear me?
My iPad internet's playing up, Norman. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I can hear you then. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? Let's get a line on here. Can you hear me?
It's gone crazy, man.
Can you hear me? I can. Okay. We can hear you both. Good on you. Okay, that's right. Okay, good. So, all right, we're going to get the light going. We've had a bit of a problem here. They're interviewing. They've actually stopped the cricket for some reason. And is it lunchtime? What time is it here? Yeah, it's actually gone lunch, guys. It's actually gone lunch. Oh, my God, it's gone lunchtime already. All right, guys. We might have to call it a day, Alan, because it's gone to lunch. Let's have a look. What's the score? Yeah, they've gone to lunch, Alan. Their lunch score is 7 for 182 after 66 overs. They're 7 for. Hi, Munchie. How are you, Munchie? Bye bye, Tarun, if you're going. Munchie's joined us. Alan Malala. Munchie, you want to join for a while? Munchie. We'll send you a link. So we're going to lunch here. I've just sent Munchie a link. Still depressed. Yeah, you should be, Munchie. You've got a shit side. Give me a few minutes there. You don't deserve. You're in a dying team there. There we are. That's better. So, where is Aparna? Good question. I should try and find out where she is. We're at a lunch break, guys. So we're in a kind of a void here. But of course, with the score now 7 for 182, South Africa need 123 runs. Hi, Alan. How was your time in Thailand? Well, that's a long time. Rain might save South Africa. Yes, they may well do so. When is the next Normans on the Street action show for the action? Maybe tomorrow. We'll see how we go. So South Africa is 7 for 182, needing 123 to win, or they could lose 3 wickets and they're gone. It's lunchtime. And Munchie, oh hello, we just lost Alan there. I gotta make sure I don't get in. I'm gonna see whether Rapana's coming on. Rapana's probably busy. Played for 2 hours, didn't they? They were, what were they overnight? They were.
Hello?
You want to join Rapana?
Join where?
Your YouTube channel and my YouTube channel.
Don't give me a short notice like that.
Well, I've been on for 2 hours. It's not very short notice.
What for?
India versus South Africa. India need 3 wickets to win. They're just going to lunch.
Oh, okay. Who's coming?
Well, Alan's here.
And Manali.
And Munchie.
Yeah.
All right, join.
Okay. Well, I'll be in the last probably 45 minutes slot.
The what?
Yeah, I'll be in the last 45 minutes. If you're going to be there for 2 hours, I mean.
No, we've already been here for 2 hours.
Oh, so when you coming? Like, you want me to come right now?
Yeah, whenever you get a chance, I'll send you the link. Okay.
All right, no worries.
Okay. Seeing it as on a part of the show, she should be bloody well here. Okay, let me get this link going, guys. StreamYard, here we go. There we are. I've got to get back in there. We're live, of course, so I've got to invite a guest to get on there. Apana. I'm not exactly sure where Apana is at the moment, what WhatsApp she's on, or whether she's there or not. Apana, let's see if she's on that. All right, so the South African side, 7 for 1. Love how you guys do this. That's good. So my partner's just been called. So 7 for 182. They're 123 runs in arrears. Effectively, it's not looking very good for South Africa if they lose 1 more wicket. They get rid of Bavuma to Temba Bavuma, then I think you'll find that with both Jansen, Rabada, and McGiddy, they'll fall like 9 pence and we'll have a result. Okay, that's what I'm predicting. So we've been on for an hour and 53 minutes. Hope for good weather. Well, I'm not sure what they're not talking about much. They've actually gone right off the whole thing, which annoys me. Yeah, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, isn't it? We've got to be able to sort this out. So let's have a look here. Try and get some battery up. So yeah, that's the way it is at the moment. I've got to be able to get that. Turning off doesn't help. It's better. So South Africa will be doing a rain dance during the lunch. They'll bloody need more than that. They're in trouble. 123 runs doesn't sound like many runs, but it is for this batting order. There'll be a real struggle. Ashwin's being very, very ineffective. Bring Boomer back on after lunch and get out now 2 or 3 great deliveries and he'll clean them up. Buckle Data says, when is Chris Vernon and Barnstead boy coming back to discuss the Ashes defeat and bash the performance of the Lads? Well, they've been very scarce, haven't they? Munchie meant to come back on as well. So I'm not sure where these guys are, but we'll talk. Keep talking. So 7 for 182, chasing 305. The chasing side of it's not really the concern for anyone here, I don't think. So it's more to do with the just the whole wicket taking. 3 wickets India need, 3 wickets, and they can do it. They get rid of Bavuma, they'll fall like 9 pins. I'm pretty sure. Don't you guys? Don't you agree? Really, I think there's not much hope for them. Let's just let the stream out here. Back we come. There we are. All right. Yeah, on the Aussie and Pom show. The Aussie and Chris Vernon's had a bit of time off. He's had his deserved holiday. He's been on all year. He'll be back now in the new year. We've got a big fourth test coming in Sydney here at the SCG. But even though the series is no longer a problem, it's 3-0 down. It's still a great test. The pink test certainly is a great test. Certainly worth watching. Certainly worth watching indeed. Don't you think? I think. Yeah, Paul Newman thinks I'm going to say. I think it's a great test to watch. Pink day is day 3, I think it is, or maybe 4-3. I think it's day 3. I'll be there. There'll be a women's breakfast. I'm going to before day 1. There's a day 1 breakfast. Mitchell Chow, and I'm actually deep in Sydney. I'm actually on Crown Street in Surrey Hills, and about 100,000 cases yesterday, 12,000 today. There's my mask. My mask is here. Yeah, we're pretty much everything seems to be okay. People walking in the streets here with masks. Most restaurants are closed because it's the 30th of December. Tomorrow being New Year's Eve, that should bring up a bit of an issue or two, I would imagine. Certainly. So what have we got time-wise? We've got still another half an hour before the... It's not sure that we can last that long, guys. If Munchie doesn't come on, she's got to be here soon. It's Janice or some more doing. She's saying penguins? Janice or somewhere at the zoo, is she? What she's doing at the zoo? Surrey Hills and Redfern, yes, that's why I'm here now. Kath Campbell's boosted. Who cares? Tom Cruise is exposed to youth. I don't know. There's some. Rush Manascali here for day 5. James Merchant's showing some stuff from the international criminals. A bit of a concerning looking photograph. Yep, so there's not a lot going on at the moment, guys. I'm waiting for people to join. 88 runs in 3 weeks shared session. Okay, well it's shared, yes, but it's still in favour of India. You would think if they get 3 wickets and that out this time, they win, don't they? Ben Stokes' performance so far in the series. Ben Stokes, to me, still suffering from his mental issues, the mental demons. He's not at his best. He's not as aggressive and determined as he normally is. He's trying, but he hasn't quite got it going. I'd say there's a bit of time left. He may still pick his game up in the last couple of games. We'll see. Munchie's here.
Good morning, Norman.
About time you come on. Our viewers here are wanting to bash England supporters big time. Now,
well,
what the hell?
Bashing our supporters, we're already been bashed anyway. Yeah, it's such as the pathetic and abject performance nature.
But can you explain to me what's going on? What's going on?
I don't know. Well, first of all, hello everyone. Yeah, long time no speak. I'll try and squeeze a few minutes. It's interesting because obviously we were discussing before the series, and we thought it'd be fairly evenly balanced. Like yourself, I predicted 2-2 as well. But I think fundamentally our batsmen haven't turned up. I know Root was critical of the bowlers after Adelaide, but it's a shame Alan's not here because he could obviously talk to you about bowling in Australia. And I thought the lengths that we bowled perhaps a tad short at times, but still it was controlling. And we know that the Kookaburra ball, when it goes soft, is very difficult to do anything with compared to a Duke's ball. I think the failure has been the batting. I mean, Root aside, I think people produce graphs where you could see Root was head and shoulders above everyone else. And I think fundamentally it goes down to the lack of practice. Now, England were unlucky that they had a couple of rained off days, but I think this isn't systemic across all the test playing countries now is people go overseas, they may do 1 or 2 inter-squad games before a test match. And when you go to Australia, you know the pitches are going to be harder. There's a different bounce coming through. You've got to get used to the ball coming through. The Australian bowlers bowl really well, bowling with a little bit extra zip in the bowling compared to the England bowlers. And the England batsmen just couldn't cope. I look at the likes of Hamid and Crawley, who I both like, and I want to remain in the squad. Burns, I've always said my feelings about his particular technique. But it's I don't know what it is. It's just whether they were leaving the ball or just being forced into playing the line. I don't know, but just the Australians bowled a lot better, and our batsmen just couldn't cope with it. Whether they were, the English expression is caught like a rabbit in the headlights. I don't know, but no, I thought that the failure was the batting and not the bowling.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just lost you there for a second, Munchie. Alan, join Alan. Munchie's here.
Alan, because I would like to get Alan's perspective on it.
You've gone. Oh, here we are.
Yeah.
So, look, just quickly on the batting. I was happy with Darwin Milan. I think he's done pretty well. I can't knock him. He and Root have had some very good batting partnerships, and deservedly so. Zach Crawley, I feel sorry for him. He's just come in hard on the third match. I think he'll come good. I think they'll stick with him. Hamid started well, but just hasn't gone on with it. And Burns was atrocious. So I think they're going to continue. I think who was David Graven was on the other day, and he said now that they've selected the 4 changes, they're going to stick to them. Bairstow, I think, will do well, giving him a chance. Zach Crawley, another chance. And obviously, Leach may have to stay there. They need a spinner for the next 2 matches, so he may have to stay. But the other one is whether we have Mark Wood in the side. But I think Broad has to come back.
Potentially Broad coming back, and I'd like to see Wood there. I have been disappointed in Robinson, in terms of his general pace. I mean, he is a big guy, and I think one of the stats someone mentioned was he's the 3rd highest point of release of all Test bowlers currently playing at the moment. But you look at the speeds coming through, like high 120s, low 130s, and for that sort of the height is coming down. You want to be getting a bit more zip. So I don't know if there's some fitness issues there. Hey, Alan. But it's a point that Ray's just brought up now there, and definitely this seems to be a point now is, do you criticise the England players or do you criticise the ECB for the concentration on white ball cricket compared to red ball? We spoke about this during the summer, where red ball tends to be springtime and then the autumn time, which is no good for spinners for a start because basically it's damp anyway. And in terms of the batting, once again, it's very difficult batting conditions because the ball's zipping around for the seamers. So Alan would have loved it. You want to be playing July and August when you've got more traditional, harder, flat tracks. A bit more, potentially Aussie conditions with a bit more bounce compared to what's happening spring and autumn. So they need to spread it around a bit and not have this midsummer concentration on white ball cricket, as far as I'm concerned. So I agree with Ray in terms of your comment there. And in terms of Paul Spinner, I don't know why Don Bess is not getting a shout over Jack Leach. Australia have so many left-handers in their team. Why have we not got a right-handed off spinner who's trying to spin the ball away from them?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're being a bit hard on the domestic structuring. I think there's another section that we haven't talked about is the structure of the selection committee, having no chairman of selectors and having Ashley Giles leave it in the hands of Silver with some scouts has certainly been stuffed up, really. And I think David Gravity hasn't come out with it, but I think he would agree with that. I think they need a chairman of selectors. They need more than just the coach making the decisions. There's too much pressure on him, and it's quite frustrating indeed.
I think David is caught somewhere, obviously, between a rock and a hard place, given that he was previously a selector or the chairman of selectors and still connected to the establishment, whereas the likes of myself and Alan could probably get away with what we can say to our heart's content. But I think you're right. Yeah, you need objectivity, and when you are a single coach selector, you're going to pick your favorite players. sometimes you need then the coach you need a different selector so you can almost clash off each other for someone to give you a different point of view on how the game's being played, on how a player's being performed. Perhaps because you are that single person, you're slightly blinkered in your own viewpoint.
Well, you can't do it all yourself. You're going to
Yeah.
make mistakes because you really haven't got an outside looking in view. Now, Munchie, it's 3-0 now. Do you think it's going to be 5-0?
Potentially could be.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
I would like to say that the players should feel ashamed of themselves in the performances and come storming back. But I would have thought that should have happened after Adelaide, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So I fear the worst. Yeah. I know we were talking offline, joking about COVID, to say that suddenly COVID would be rife through the England camp, and they would call the series off. So it's not 5-0. That was slightly tongue in cheek, but I could see it happening. Certainly, the numbers in the UK are going through the roof at the moment.
Right. I mean, Sakib Mahmood would be a bowler that I think they should have thought about bringing on this tour. That's one player I do think should have went on the tour personally.
At the expense of who?
Well,
that's always the question, isn't it? Yeah.
Well,
you can say, I can pick so and so.
Wokes has been atrocious. Wokes has been atrocious. I'm sorry. He's been atrocious.
The thing is, well, the thing is, Wokes is a great seam bowler in UK conditions. And I think the lack of practice, he hasn't been able to adjust. Plus, he's a strong batsman as well for a bowler.
Yeah. But I think they've got they needed bowlers that could take wickets. And perhaps that's been a problem. Look, Sakib Mahmood has certainly looked the goods to me. I would have had him in there. Maybe it's going to be an eventual replacement for James Anderson, perhaps. But Anderson's bowled particularly well. He's, he's not the issue. The selection abroad has been a bit of a confusion.
Well, that's the spell pre-tea on the third day or the second day. Anderson bowled. He was back to his best. And this is what annoys me about Robinson's pace was Anderson is 10 years plus on Robinson, considerably shorter, and Anderson's still bowling 5 or 6 kilometres per hour quicker. And he's got the accuracy and he's getting the movement. And I think even David Warner came out to say after the test match that spell by Anderson was just one of the best he's ever seen. And I think this is why he can keep going and going. He's got such a metronomic action and he keeps himself super fit. I could see him playing for another couple of years, but I think it'll depend on what's going to happen for the rest of this Ashes tour. But it just shows you he is a class bowler.
Absolutely.
And with a bit more luck, he would have picked up a few more wickets in Australia.
Well, the toss has been another issue. They've lost a few probably critical tosses and made some decisions in that regard. Root's captaincy, I haven't got a problem with it. I don't think it's Root's captaincy which has been the problem. He's led by example with his batting. He and Milan have done the job there. They weren't followed. They kept losing their first wicket very quickly. Which is that's the key to me. You've got to have an opening stand where you've got some substance. Even Australia are suffering under Harris, even though he got 70 on the last match. And I get really annoyed. I don't know about you, but George Bailey today was talking about so highly about how an amazing innings that Marcus Harris played. That wasn't an amazing innings at all. It was 70 odd. Okay, it was a low score, and but that wasn't anything to get too excited about. They're overrating him something horrid. They've got something bizarrely against Khawaja. I don't know what it is. They put him in the 15 because they almost had to, yet they're not giving him any chance. I know they've won 3 matches in a row, but I really think there's something wrong there with Khawaja. He is out and out the best player they haven't got in that side. And even though Harris got a 70 on, he still hasn't scored a century in 13 test matches. I'm sorry. I would have him in the team. That is
if I go back to the tosses, you can go back to Virat Kohli for India. And yes, the tosses do mean a lot. And people will point to Adelaide, to the Gabba, and ask, why didn't Joe Root bowl? Well, easy. Nasser Hussain. Nasser Hussain has stopped any England captain ever bowling first at the Gabba. So that's that one single thing that no one wants to be remembered for saying, okay, we'll bowl, and end up chasing 364 for 2 at the end of the first day. if that had not happened, then Root might have looked at the conditions and say, yeah, okay, we'll bowl. Yeah. Now, the other thing, of course, consider about some of these tosses where Pat Cummins has said, no, we'll bowl. Is that because he is the bowler as opposed to a batsman? A batsman will say, we will always want first use of a track, whereas Cummins is looking at the conditions as a bowler thinking, no, we can actually make use of this. So are we now seeing the benefit of having a bowler as a captain as opposed to a batsman as a captain? And if Australia had batted at the Gabba, could that have been completely different? I think at the time people said good toss to lose because it was the conditions were a bit iffy. No one's sure what was going on there. But it's still the still measure of that is, yeah, when you've got the Kookaburra ball, you need the opening batsman to see off the first 20, 30 overs, get that ball soft, and then everyone else can make hay, as the Australians have done. England, you're generally 20 for 2.
Yeah, look, I'm just getting a comment through here that Quinton de Kock is not playing the second and third tests. I haven't heard that. That's news. Dutch Aswal 4C roll number 21 and Avner, whatever your name is. Please tell us why you're saying that, because I haven't seen that yet. All right, look, I really want England to play well in Sydney. I want them to even win the match, to throw a bit of a spanner in the works, to make it interesting. I've said all along that they would win 3-2. That's not going to happen now. At least one test match, England, for God's sake, win a test match. Just for the sake of keeping this alive, because it's getting excruciatingly. I mean, it was great to see Scott Boland take 6 for 7, being an Aboriginal player, the second one for Australia, winning the Muller medal, which was dedicated from the first Aboriginal side. Incredible, set of coincidences there, and George Bailey singing his praises of his selections. But that's not good enough. We need a match which is close. England tried hard the second test match. Obviously, Butler batted for a long, long time, almost 20 overs away from making it a draw. But if they'd drawn that second test match, it may have been a very different series very quickly. Because momentum, mental stability. I mean, I talked about Ben Stokes earlier. Clearly, he's still not 100%.
No,
he's not aggressive. I saw him looking down at one stage, I think in the third match, almost like he was about to vomit. He looked very down and out. He looked very much like he wasn't there. It was really a worry.
I think there's a lot of conditioning issues with Ben Stokes. Obviously, people talk about bowling fitness. Now, you can bowl as much as you want in the nets, but it's not the same as the rhythm out in the middle. And similarly with batting, you can bat in the nets, you can try and simulate it, but it's time in the middle, and that's what you get you going. Now, Root's had a brilliant year batting. The Sri Lanka, India throughout the summer, and then obviously here in Australia, not got a ton yet, but he's the prize wicket that Australia want. And I think Ben Stokes will get there because the adage says form is temporary, class is permanent, and he is a class player.
Absolutely.
But he needs the support of the other players. Now, he knows that Stokes is carrying injuries, and so a bit like Wood, you want him to come in for 3 or 4 overs, bowl his heart out, and then go and rest somewhere. But he's having to do long spells again. And because we haven't got that spinner that's holding up the end, and I think Australia attacked Leach at the Gabba for that exact purpose, get the England players worn down, and that's worked.
Yeah, just quickly, I think Butler, Stokes, Milan, and Root are the key 4, and now Bairstow. I think Bairstow is another key. Mm-hmm. If only Hamid and Zach Crawley were to stave off 50 to 100 run opening partnership, things would be very different. That's the key. Zach Crawley and Hamid have to get in Sydney and Hobart a 50 to 100 run plus opening partnership at all costs. If they can do that, that sets the scene better for India, for England, because of Milan, Root can do that. And I think Stokes, Bairstow and Butler will be there if that's the case. I don't think the Indian batting lineup is all that bad on paper at all. It's just
it's not. It's just there's always this tentative nature for a collapse. Now, Zach Crawley scored 250 plus against a good Pakistan bowling 11 last summer. Or summer before, time flies with this COVID. And so he's proved that he can bat, and Hamid has shown that he can bat. He scored a really good 100 against India in the warm-up game. And so there are class players and there are solid techniques. But again, they've both suffered by lack of time out in the middle. Now, people say, well, if you spend more time in the middle, then you'll score more runs. Yeah, but you don't get that luxury in a test match. when you've got some of the world's best bowlers, and actually Pat Cummins as the world's best bowler coming at you, Stark hurling it down 90 miles an hour. It's going to be very difficult to get into any sort of rhythm. And this is where the warm-up games would have been a lot better. Previous touring sides would have played a couple of state teams or select 11s, but they don't seem to have that luxury anymore. And I think this is where things need to be changed.
Just quickly, look, we say that Pat Cummins is the number one bowler. We say that Labuschagne's number one batter, but we're not the number one team in the world by any means. India has shown that yet again, even today against South Africa, that they are deservedly the number one team. New Zealand still should be given that status as being either second or thereabouts based on the World Test Championship form. Third, maybe Australia now. England have slid to fourth.
Mm-hmm.
The rest, I can't even talk about. Pakistan might be floating around. Western Indies certainly out there. South Africa, they're playing out of their skin at the moment to even survive this longness in there because they should be smashed. They've got a very ordinary batting lineup indeed. I mean, this Peterson first job, what the hell's he? He looks awful. And Van der Dusen or whatever, he's overrated. They've got some real issues. So, look, England have unfortunately slipped to fourth now. They probably were deservedly in the top 2 or 3, but they've gone to fourth now, and they're going to need to pick themselves off the floor a bit. But because they've had a good year, I think they've had a pretty good year, really. I think against Sri Lanka they did well. They did a very good job against India, even though they didn't win as much as they perhaps could have. They looked okay against India.
No, they did, and I would say if you look at the Indian preparation for the England series in England, India came in. Yes, it was wet and horrible down at Southampton for the World Test Championship final, but they were there. They were in the country for a long period of time before the Test series kicked off. And so the bowlers have got used to the conditions, the batsmen have got used to the conditions, and it showed in the Test series that of the great team that they are at the moment. Now, if there was no World Test Championship and it had just been, right, we'll do the IPL, we'll go home, we'll have a little rest, and then we'll go to England, we'll have a couple of inter-squad warm-up games, then play the first Test. The result of that series, the result of the series is still pending, but the series could have been completely different because a lot of the players would be undercooked. It would have been white ball, rest, bit of red ball, and then into the Test matches. And this is where I think they need to look at the way that touring sides come in now. There've got to be some decent, proper preparation before these Test matches start. We all want to see good, tight, fair games. And at the moment, generally what happens, a side goes overseas to another country and they get crushed. Now, India in the last... Sorry.
I was going to say, they're going to go back to a situation where they have distinct breaks. They haven't been allowed to with COVID. They've had everything squished together because of a lack of play. I mean, Australia hasn't played a Test match since they lost to India earlier this year before the series. But I'm still a little bit miffed at how well Australia are playing, because not long ago they were playing horrifically leading up to the World Cup. They looked down and out of practice, out of form, all over the place. The World Cup's given them enormous confidence. I know it's a different format now with Test cricket, but their confidence levels are surely there. Losing Payne last minute, which there's an article today about the cloud hanging over, that hasn't gone away. There's issues around the media manager, which is not being talked about. He was sacked. There's a lot of issues out there that are really being left alone. There's something amazing how they've come through. Justin Langer was out as coach, but he's yet been told, pull his head in, stand back, let the players do what they want to do and not say anything, and it's worked.
I think the Australian bowling unit has always been good. If you look at Stark, Cummings, Lyon, and for the life of Hazel, yeah, I was just, but mine suddenly went blank because I really like him as a bowler. But that's a solid unit. And now the struggle, and I could see where England could attack Australia was the batting, because Warner over the last couple of years have been shown as being vulnerable. Labuschagne and Smith were the only class batsmen. But Warner's come back into it again through confidence. Travis Head was lucky at the Gabba because he did. I know it was a quick 100, but he was lots of loose shots. And England were unlucky, a couple of drops and balls not going to hand. But that's the nature of the game. But of course, what's happened is...
It was Scott Boland got 6 for 7. Brilliant effort. Nesta got wickets, so did Joe Richardson. But that all happened in Australia.
Mm.
On the home decks. It's like Ashwin and Jadeja bowling in India. That's their home decks. Well, I'm not too carried away with their success. I hate to say this, but it's a rarefied Australian set of conditions here.
It is, but once that ball's soft, quality batsmen should be able to play that. And I think the English batting is lacking confidence. The Australian bowlers are up, and that's it. Once the confidence is there and you're nervous, yeah, you're going to get eaten alive in Australia. It showed you what happened with India at Adelaide, where they got rolled 30 odd, something like that, crazy score, but they came back and produced a brilliant performance, and that shows you the nature of it and the quality and the depth of the squad that they have. But
which was mental attitude.
Yeah,
I never say die attitude. Which that is. There's no doubt the aggressive mentality of India under Kohli and then a little bit under Rahane shows what England are lacking at the moment. And Joe Root, being a great player that he is, maybe is not as aggressive a captain potentially. And
no,
Ben
he's quite
Stokes
conservative.
He is. With Ben Stokes behind him though, and Butler and Bairstow, they're pretty aggressive in the way they play. They're linchpins. I mean, really, I rate Bairstow, Butler, and Stokes as a threesome there. I really do. If they fight, I mean, Pope, I'm afraid he's lost me. I'm afraid he hasn't done what he was supposed to do. He's been awful, to be honest. It's really overrated, I think, a little bit.
I like Pope. I think he will come good. I think part of the problem is that because we are not getting that solid start up front, you're not letting the stroke makers in the middle order, as you said, Bairstow, Butler and Stokes, given the opportunity to play the shots and score the runs, because they are under pressure, because they know if I get out, then you're down to 8, 9, 10, 11. And yeah, the tail is just not lasting. There's no wag going on there at the moment.
Yeah, look, I'm still. I understand you're thinking highly of Pope, but I don't know. I just don't. I'm not seeing it at the moment. I guess I'm yet to be convinced. But I mean, I do think Zach Crawley's got it. He just shows me that if he gets his act together and bats the way we know he can, he could really make a stand in Australia. And Milan, I've been super impressed with. He needs to stay there now for a long time. Even if he has a couple of fails, they need to give him a long berth, Milan. He's class. Real class.
It's solid. And that's what you want as a number 3. If you go back to really England's successful tours of Australia, the last really one, 2010, 11, I think was the really good one. You had Cook opening, who was just solid, and then Trott would come in at number 3, and he was a real pain to the bowlers because he was very pedantic in his nature, scoring the track, getting himself. He had this preparation to every step, to every ball, and then he'd play the shot, and he wasn't attacking. He was there. He was almost your secondary opener. I thought the other thing that was interesting, you wouldn't have caught it because of the commentary between England and the UK. Jonathan Trott was doing some studio work. And every time he referred to Labuschagne, he was actually using the South African pronunciation, which is Labuschagne. It was quite amusing because obviously Jonathan Trott is South African by birth as well. But they even tried to correct him one time. So Labuschagne, no, Labuschagne. It was as if to say, that's your name. Don't change it for the Australians.
But see, Trott, not unlike the old Pajara, not the current Pajara, but the old Pajara, was a damn pain in the ass. Same with Du Plessis. Du Plessis was the same as well for Australia. That's where South Africa. That's where England are lacking. I think maybe with Milan they could have that. But I think Zach Crawley, and I even think Hamid. If Burns, I've lost hope on, but I would definitely say Zach Crawley, Hamid, Milan, Root, Bairstow, Butler, and Stokes in whatever order. There's your batting lineup. If they click, that's a batting lineup. It's a very serious batting.
It's just confidence is there. They needed the preparation. And Theron's asked that the question is, why is England also becoming worse in Test matches? They are getting worse. And it comes down to preparation. It comes down to the concentration on the white ball. And unfortunately, Alan did give me the thumbs up and then left. But obviously, he'd heard me talking about the way that we structure the county championship in the summer. Now, the other thing, of course, which I think somebody was raised, I was reading an article, of course, was that several of the Australian players do come and play English county cricket. How many England players go over and play Shield? Or even grade cricket? I know Travis Head has come over. I think Kawaj has come over. But
well, Zach Corley came over to Australia, played for the Sydney club, my club, actually.
Yeah, well, there you go. So he's played grade cricket, but obviously grade is still a pretty good level, first grade in all the states, and obviously Shield is that higher level.
I'm afraid
but
to
of
say
course,
New South Wales state cricket is probably the best.
Yeah.
Not because I'm from that state, but it really is one of the toughest competitions. You are getting a lot of quality players.
Oh yeah, well, as I said, when I was over in the winter of '88, and hanging around with the Parramatta guys, you'd see some of the players, just the net sessions, etc. And you're thinking, hang on a minute, these are club cricketers, and the ball's zipping around your ears at 80 miles an hour or such. But it's solid play. But it's you can't expect top red ball cricket when you sideline it for white ball cricket. It's not the same. People say, well, it's still batting and bowling. Well, it is, but if you consider the way that white ball is played, you may have one slip to start with, but you don't then later on. You've got bowling restrictions. Sometimes you've got two different balls. The balls behave differently. No, and the ECB need to look at something in the way the county championship is scheduled. You've got to put it in, so you've got to have it within June, July, and August when the wickets supposedly at their driest, given English weather conditions. And the batsmen can bat and the bowlers can bowl and learn and graft. That's what it is. It comes down to grafting
and fighting, true fighting. Now they're coming back on at Centurion here at Supersport Park. The Betway
and I got
series.
to go in a sec. Sorry, Norman. Yeah, it's great to catch up with everyone again.
It's been an absolutely fantastic 40 minutes of discussion, all on the Australia-England Ashes series. I think you've been great, Munchie. You're a brilliant speaker about this, and I love to have you on. You're more than welcome. The viewers love you.
Well, thank you very much. And I do enjoy it. And as I said, probably depressed is too strong a word, because obviously depression is a mental illness, but it's just very sad what was going on. And you watch the cricket and you think, do I keep watching the cricket or do I go to bed? And when you think the preference is actually, no, I think I'm going to go to bed, that's when you know England are playing bad cricket. Yeah.
And look, Chris and Richard are completely disappeared off the face of the earth at the moment. So.
They've been up north of England, spending some time with family and friends.
Okay, I get that, but we had Richard jumping on from Spain and Greece whenever England were doing well. So I don't know whether it's necessarily based on location somehow. I think it
was just showing you he was where the sun was shining, because you can't guarantee that in England. And certainly looking at the weather at the moment, it's horrible. Yeah. Okay, well, I wish everyone, I probably obviously won't catch you before the new year, so I wish everyone a very happy new year, and we'll catch you in January in 2022. Look after yourselves and keep safe from COVID, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Munchie. Thanks greatly. I really appreciate it. Magnificent having Munchie on the show. Magnificent. Now we're going back to the match here, and Shami's bowling to Marco Jensen, who beginning to look, he's a real cricketer. The score, they've got to get more aggressive with their field placements. South Africa now 7 for 190, which is not relevant. It's wickets that India need 3. And they got over 100 runs to play with. So the runs is not the issue, I don't think. It's getting wickets. They should be ultra aggressive with their field placement, in my opinion. Yeah, Mitchell Chauhan, Munchie's a great guy. South Africa 7 for 190. They got 197 in the first innings. They could easily be all out under that if India get a few quick wickets. Bumrah needs to come back on with Shami. Get Ashwin out of the attack. Thakur could be used as well, but they need Bumrah back in now. They need him to come in and just blow away the last 3 wickets. Ooh, straight through Jensen. Jensen's not going to last much longer, I don't think. Once they get him out, then there's exposing Nagidi and Rabada to this type of bowling under this pressure. I think you're going to see a result. Rabada could hit 30, but he'll get out. They still won't be enough. They need over 100. I'm happy if he gets 30. If he gets out, it won't matter. Oh, Jesus, that missed the stumps by a millimetre. Happy New Year, Munchie. They're great comments. Whether it could be an issue in Pretoria this time of year in the Highveld later afternoon storms. Yes, it's true. Jensen out. He is just out. I thought it wouldn't be long. There he is. Jensen looked ordinary. They're really in deep trouble now. The runs are irrelevant. It's wickets now. Wickets, and the sun's still out. There's enough time here for South Africa to be skittled. Shami has just got Jansen. Let's have a look how he got him out. Oh, he got another edge to the keeper. Good catch from our good old mate. There we go. Rishabh Pant, good catch. That's another, that's really spelling some danger there. I'll just have to fix the scoreboard up here, guys. That's awful. They're in deep trouble now. Deep trouble. No doubt about that. So let's go to change that. Edit 7, or they're 8 for 190. With Jensen out, they're in deep doo-doo. So runs are irrelevant. They haven't got enough. They're 7 runs off even getting near their first innings total of 197. I consider that's the curtains now for. I can't see them. They got Rabada. These guys won't last long at all. I'm pretty sure you're going to see this. South Africa a 7 chasing. Anyone? Actually, South Africa are 8 for 190 chasing. They still haven't beaten their first innings score, which I did expect. I said it earlier on in the game, and I'm going to keep repeating it. I did actually say they won't get past 200, and they haven't done it in either innings, guys. In either innings, they have not done it. All that for 197, and now 8 for 190. So South Africa have not got over 200 in both innings. Awful. Admittedly, India got 174 in the second inning, but they got 320 on the first, and could well have got more than that. So India should be on a massive fielding offensive now. They should be setting very tight fields, really giving it. Shami's very happy, as he should be. India are going to win this. They really need to. Bavuma's still there, but Rabada to Giddy, get rid of them quickly. Put Bumrah back on now and get rid of these wickets and finish this off. That's what they should be doing. Finish this match. South Africa do not deserve to be this close to anything because they need to be beaten. They should not be just Ashwin. I'm surprised if they're still bowling with Ashwin. They need to bowl with. I'd bring definitely Bumrah back on and Quick Smart. There's gaps everywhere. If you're going to bowl a spinner, put the field up, for God's sake. Eight for 190. This is. Bavuma needs to farm the strike. He won't be able to do that now. He won't be able to last long doing that. Rabada and Nigiri will go bang, bang. I reckon it won't be long. Cannot see them getting anywhere. 300, 100 miles away now. 100 miles away. You know, Ashwin sort of rushed that through. Should be giving it a bit of air. Should be giving it a fair bit of air. I would. Rabada will put it up there. Well, you don't drop Ashwin. He's too good a player. He's not appropriate for the conditions, perhaps. Someone's out. He's out. Yes. There you go. Massive. They will not get 200. South Africa will not get 200. I said at the beginning of the test match that South Africa they wouldn't get 200 the first thing. They didn't. They got 197. Here they are, 9th 191. They're not going to even get to 200. They're going to be smashed. And so they should be, because they are not, they're ranked 6th. They're ranked 6th for a reason. That was an awful shot. That's why he's batting in this position of the order. They could have easily have declared a lot earlier the way this is going. Luckily, there's been no rain. And they're 9 for 191, chasing 355. That's not going to happen. Rabada, big fat duck, 9 for 191. We're looking at down the barrel of a big defeat here, as it should be. This team is not any good. This South African side is atrocious. Their bowling lineup is fair. The batting lineup is atrocious. They've not scored 200 in both of their innings in this Centurion match, a ground that they're normally, they're normally renowned for to win, and they're in deep trouble. Now, have not scored 200 on their own home grounds. This is awful. 1 wicket to go. Nagiti's in against Ashwin. It'll probably be Sharma. It should be Bumrah finishing it off, actually. There's hardly any true clouds in the sky. They're probably going to play a lot longer. Easy victory. Here we are, guys. Let's rejoice here. I think we're looking at a distinct. Stokes did to the non. It can revert do it. No. Reverter's not going to do it. He's not good enough. Let's not get carried away here. This is going to be a thumping. There it is. It's all over. Didn't even last. I didn't have a chance to even check. Last week, there we are. They've won by 113 runs in there. Ashwin's taken the last wicket. India have thumped South Africa. Didn't even see the last wicket fall. India win by 113 runs. There we go. Nagiti, I don't even see him get out. How did he get out, guys? Didn't even see it. India win and win well. Good stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. View, like, and share the post. Subscribe. Talk to you again soon. Okay, this has been a great victory of India's. Great victory. 113-run victory. South Africa have been thumped in Centurion. India now dominating in Australia, around the world now, and as well as South Africa. Wales, we create history and India win. Great effort. Superb effort. Absolutely superb effort here by India. India record with first Asian team to win in Centurion. There we go. Virat Kohli, 49th or 50th victory, if not more. I think he's been fantastic. Great captaincy, great play. They've absolutely thumped them. Thumped South Africa. Thumped them. 113. There we have it. So let me get this going here. So South Africa are all out. All out for 191. They didn't last. Didn't even get there. Didn't get 200 in either innings, guys. I predicted that. India win by 113 runs, which is a lot. There we are, guys. Very satisfied Indian team. South Africa all out for 191. India win by 113 runs. Conclusive as hell. Great victory. Superb victory. Superb victory. Thumped them, as they should. They're ranked number 1 team in the world. They've just thumped South Africa. And they thumped them in South Africa at Centurion. They beat Australia at the Gabba. Gabba, they've won. Centurion, they've won. They've won against New Zealand in India. They've beaten England in India. So they've beaten England, New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia. They'll do the same to the West Indies. Pakistan's somewhat of a threat, but not really. India are number 1 in the world, and deservedly so. They are the best team in the world by far. Very, very strong play. Big deal. Big deal. This one at Centurion, they won at the Gabba. Some huge victories in 2021. Beginning of the year, they beat Australia at the Gabba. Now they're beating South Africa in Centurion. Magnificent. 113 runs is a walloping. South Africa did not get over 200 in both innings, 197 and 191. I knew it. Phenomenal. Even though Elgar got 70-odd runs, the rest of the team failed dismally. Very, very substandard South African side. Very, very substandard. Clearly, India, were deserving of their position in this format. And Boucher there, Mark Boucher shaking hands. Look, he has to understand that he's been smashed. Rishabh Pant kept very well, took a lot of good catches. Ashwin, well, he took 2 wickets at the end there, admirably. Didn't bowl that well, but he got the last 2 wickets, as would have Bumrah had he been on. So this is a fantastic performance, guys. Fantastic indeed. Let's look at this last wicket. Nagiti, that was Nagiti. That was the first one, I think, to Rabada, I think. And then nicked it to Pujara at Gully. Sorry, at silly mid. No, where was he? He's at short leg. Brilliant effort. Absolutely brilliant from India. All have won by 113 runs, deservedly so. They won at Centurion. No one would have given them a hope. Great effort. A lot of promising aspects to their play. Very, very impressive indeed, guys. Absolutely superb. Nagiti was caught, Pujara down the leg side there. Fabulous result. 197, 191. South African, both innings did not get 200 runs on their home fortress of a pitch. Without Elgar 77 and Verma's 35, really, there was nothing else to rate there. I got 21. The rest were shocking. Rabada and Nagiti, duck, as you would expect him to. 2 wickets to Ashwin there at the end. Shami took a number. Took 68 overs. Phenomenal win by India. Really, 113 run victory. I sing my praises for India. India are number 1 in the world, without a doubt. And they've beaten the 6th ranked side, as they should have, by 113 runs. In the first match at Centurion, a fortress. Gabba, a fortress. 2021 has seen India win in several places. They didn't win the World Test Championship, which is unfortunate, but they really are number 1 in the state. They beat New Zealand home convincingly with a lesser side, the lesser English side. They beat England at home. They beat, obviously, Australia earlier in the year, and now South Africa. Huge mental effect with Bumrah getting 3, Sharma getting 3, Siraj getting 2, Tucker not contributing, but he only bowled 5 overs. Ashwin getting 2 at the end there. So a good team contribution there, without a doubt. Certainly worth noting indeed, guys. I'm very happy with the way India played. India won by 113 runs. They've thumped South Africa. Weather was completely not an issue. So scores of 197, 191 are awful. Admittedly, India got 174, but they did get 327 in the first innings and set the scene beautifully with a KO Rahul 123. Well, the player of the match probably has to go to Rahul after he scored. They win by 113 runs. It's quite impressive. I might have to quickly get a photograph of that. Let's have a look here. There we go. All right, guys. So I might just go back to my viewing. All right, guys. Well, thank you for your time. India won by 113 runs. Well, we know that well and truly. It's been a fantastic day's play. All right, guys. Don't forget, view, like, and share the post. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribers button. Hit the notification button. We'll see you again in the new year. Happy New Year to you guys. I will do a summary of the year, but this is the last from this series. Until next year. Goodbye.